What is going on, everyone? I am Steph Smalls, and I am back with Smalls Talks Ball. I took a little hiatus there with this show. I have a laptop again, and I'm very excited to introduce my guest, Mr. Adam Jackson from 5 Points Vids. What is going on?
What's up? I'm excited to be. I'm very happy to be here. From my favorite movie of all time, coming to actually Major League is my favorite movie, but Coming to America is a close second. Every line in that movie is gold.
Always, yes. Speaking of major leagues, how about we talk about minor leagues? What's up in your world? I'm seeing a lot of chatter of this minor leagues versus YouTubers. The MLB is definitely letting people down. People are very upset. This is not happy with what the situation is. They're being a little bratty. So what are you doing?
Yeah, so besides cussing, baseball is my first love. I love the game of baseball, and I love dropping F-bombs. It's like the two just go together. Now, and this morning I just woke up and I thought about how the minor leagues have a lot of fun. There's a team in Georgia called the Savannah Bananas, and they've really taken promotion of the game of baseball to a different level. They've actually made it fun. And I thought, hey, what if we put together a group of YouTubers and just like went down there and played them in some baseball? And now they're really busy because they have actually grown a lot and they couldn't do it. And I was all down. I was like, oh man, no one wants to play me and my little group of friends. But then like people started adding other teams. And next thing you know, a couple other teams are actually interested. So nothing confirmed yet, but one team did say that they want to scrimmage us. So I started messaging my friends. And I think that's the thing is what I've learned. If I learned one lesson, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. So if you ask and you just get rejected, what's the worst going to happen? You just get rejected. So
yeah. Your little feelings are hurt. And then by the next day, you're okay. And you move on to your next task.
Right. I was in sales for a long time, and I did take everything personally. That's just me. But I'd get over it. I'd be like, all right, now in order for the family to eat, I need to move on. Yes. But so there's a team in North Carolina that wants to scrimmage us. And then I started putting together the group of YouTubers. I actually did all the math. Between us, we have 6 million subs. So I just kind of thought that,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. If everyone shows up. Yeah. So
fucking imagine.
It's amazing how now the reach of, a YouTuber is so much greater than it used to be. Like just doing this, just being in our homes, talking shit for a living. It really is such a different economy than 5 years ago where
it's awesome. It's totally changing. Even like I was talking about this to someone the other day, right? Like we were raised, you get a 9 to 5, you work hard, you get a job, you go to college, you get a job, you follow this very, cookie cutter method of how you're supposed to live your life. But now it's like, do you need to work a 9 to 5, or is there other ways that you can maybe figure out to make an income? Is there ways, even the people that have, are balls deep into crypto and the NFTs and all that, there's other ways that you can find an income other than going and getting a college education.
Yeah. I think you were in med school, right?
Yeah, I dropped out of med school, which I keep saying, like, I feel like I need to preface it with like a surgeon's general warning. Like, I am not encouraging anyone to drop out of med school. What I did is actually fucking insane. So I'm not encouraging you to do so. But I think believing in yourself, and if it's something that you're passionate about, there's other ways to move about your life.
Yeah, I was a healthcare executive for 10 some odd years, and I just got sick of sitting in a doctor's waiting room, waiting for someone like you to come out who's already pissed off. They're seeing patients all day and they're like, oh, I'll take your free sandwich and whatever bullshit that you're selling me. Yeah. And I'm just like, have you ever thought about your pathology and where you get? And they're like, fuck you. I don't even know that guy. And I'm just like, yeah, this is not the life for me. I made a lot of money in healthcare and I walked away from a very stable job with a very nice title. And I was just like, nah, man, my dream is to talk shit about sports, talk shit about the Giants, and play minor league baseball teams in actual baseball. Like, look, I just keep this baseball bat here, like all the time, just ready for the day. It's
I
not a
love
self.
it.
It's not like a self-defense thing. I practice.
I'm ready
Like,
to play. I know. I've been trying to get my group down here to do like a co-ed softball league. I miss it. What people don't know, I actually played softball. I was pretty decent at it. I quit because I didn't love it, and none of my friends made the team. So I was like, well, fuck this. My friends aren't here. Like, I'm good. Like,
I mean, if you want to join the crew of baseball,
maybe I need
we
to.
could. This is we get it. We have all types of representation. We are inclusive. I'm scared shitless to see a 90-mile. My last organized at bat 20 years ago. I faced a guy named Javier Lopez who ended up pitching for the Red Sox and the Rockies. He was throwing 93-mile-an-hour ched, and I was just like, I mean, I wasn't afraid of it.
Nothing too fast.
Yeah, I wasn't afraid of it. Like, I could see it, but it was fast.
Oh my God, I love it.
I've never heard a ball just.
That's crazy. Yeah. All right, let's talk some shit because that's what we love to do. Let's talk about Kyler Murray. I think that one thing is like, I'm not talking about Aaron Rodgers anymore. Everyone, I should preface it, let everyone know that we will not be talking Smalls. Talks ball. Like, I'm not talking about Aaron Rodgers. I'm good with him. I'm good with the drama. We do this every year. He's going to play for Green Bay week 1. And that's it. That's about as much as I have to say about that. Kyler Murray. Let's talk about him, though. His agent takes a lot of Adderall. We could probably both agree. What's your take on this Kyler Murray situation? I'd love to hear what you think.
I get what he's doing, right? Like, he's 3rd-year quarterback or 4th year, coming up on the 5th year, right? This is a critical time for a QB to get paid. You saw it even with guys that weren't. I mean, Kyler Murray was a 1-1, right? He's first round, first overall. Even with guys like Kirk Cousins, like when they started getting into that year where it was, it's time to pay me. Things start getting ugly between them and the team. It's a repetitive thing because the agent wants to play the public game. And Kyler Murray's in that phase where he's like, man, are y'all in or out on the Kyler Murray show? And to me, if I'm the Cardinals, I'm like, we're going to negotiate when it's time to negotiate. And I don't know if they're really sold on him, and I don't know if they're really sold on Kingsbury. But no, wait, I think they did extend Kingsbury, but that kind of shit can be just undone in a minute. I don't care. Coaches are dispensable. But it's kind of a thing where the Kyler Murray is trying to jockey for position. I don't know if he did it the right way. I don't know if the agent is going about it the right way. I don't know if unfollowing the team on social, like, he's kind of being petulant. He's kind of being a crybaby about it. But at the same time, I get it, man. Go out and get paid, dude. Yeah. Like,
you could argue too, I will say, or is he using his resources and knowing that we live in this very social media world where he can kind of get away with this? Like, these quarterbacks are allowed to be divas. They're allowed to be theatrical. But they're getting away with it because if you are a talent that is, whether not everyone loves Kyler Murray, that's fine. But it's not that easy to come around someone that is as talented as him, right? So either way, the dude's getting paid, whether everyone likes it or not. I mean, if they're not going to pay him, I promise you there's a bunch of teams that will.
Somebody will give him the money. There's always someone that's quarterback desperate. He's a guy that has, turned around the fortunes of the Cardinals. He finally appeared in a playoff game, but this is 2 seasons in a row where they came in sputtering and just out of gas. Kyler Murray looked awful in that game. I mean, yes, they did lose to the eventual Super Bowl champions, but he looked bad in that game. And it's kind of like it wasn't like he went out and threw 333 TDs. He got wrecked in that game. Yeah. So it's kind of odd. There's 2 ways to go about it. They all end up at the same thing. It's like, we want to negotiate. We want an extension. I don't know if Kyler Murray is worth, say, who just got a big extension? Josh Allen money, like, I'm not sure he's worth that, or Patrick Mahomes money. Patrick Mahomes has jewelry. Kyler Murray doesn't.
Yeah.
And he's
Well,
not
these
hadn't
guys
even
came
come
out
close.
and they showed up and they said, "Hi, this is why I'm worth this amount of money," and they actually performed that way. And I think that even, and we'll move off Kyler Murray after this, but like even in that long little whatever, I'm not reading it. Good luck, whatever. Sorry for whatever happened to you. He doesn't take any responsibility. He shows no humility. He doesn't even attempt to be like, I want to play for this team and I know I need to do better. It's just kind of like pay up. Like, okay, Kyler, you're gonna have to like maybe not be as much of a D word.
Yeah, it's just surprising from him, especially but like I said, that's what he's paying his agent for, is trying to get him the best deal. I don't know if I agree with that because I don't like reading like lots of text like that.
Oh yeah, like I did not read
I'm not
it.
reading that. I'm not reading that shit.
No, what? You think I have time for that? I absolutely do not have freaking.
And he really didn't even say anything. There's a million ways to say one thing. It's like, all right, I want to be here, pay me. That's basically what he said.
Yeah, I don't think so. He probably should have maybe spoken to Kirk Cousins and worked on a different type of approach. But see, you got quarterbacks, and one of the things I think I tweeted the other day, how many times is someone going to ask me if Daniel Jones is the guy on any guest show this season? I am so excited to be able to ask you, since you are a fellow Giants fan. I'm not going to ask you if Daniel Jones is the guy because I think that's just a bad question. What's up with Daniel Jones? I'll just get your general opinion because I don't think we had enough time on media day to talk about it.
So, I mean, okay, so it comes out that they're not going to pick up his 5th-year option, which is understandable because what has he done? What has he done? He's had 3 years now, full-time starter, was under the tutelage of Eli Manning. You'd expect more from him. He hasn't been helped at all. He's had 3 different coordinators, one named Pat Shurmur. Like, come on. It's and Pat Shurmur's not a terrible. I'll address that another time. But I mean, well, actually, Shurmur was the head coach. My bad. But he did implement the West Coast, a more West Coast style offense. And then last year was just bad. Who was calling plays last year? I don't even fucking remember.
Who? Yeah. You remember?
Who was the OC? Oh, Jason Garrett. Yeah. So what's funny is fucking that's how far it's from my memories. Jones was so bad he got Garrett fired. Okay. Like, and I don't think Garrett's an awful coach, honestly. I don't think he's bad, but Jones was so bad he got Garrett fired. And he really hasn't proven like how good he is. And the thing is like, okay, if he goes out this year, Dayball corrects him. Shane puts some players around him. He has a good year. They don't even have to do anything. They can just tag him again and see if they can make him put up or shut up again after if he's iffy. Or say it's 9 wins, something like that, some improvement. They can just tag him. So with Daniel Jones, like he's got talent. Like
it's so frustrating. He's frustrating. He's pissing me off because last season, like not even to interrupt you, which I interrupt you because it's just what I do at this point. My co-host hates that, but like at this point, like he's shown so many flashes, and it's very frustrating because it's like I get it. I get why he got not at where he did get drafted, but I get why someone did believe that he could be the guy. He could be a franchise quarterback. He is very athletic. He possesses all the things that you want. He just kind of can't put things together. Then you look at some of his games, like the Giants versus the Saints, that basically haunts me because I don't understand how a team went into that game, played that way, and then looked the way it did the rest of the season. I think the Giants are in a good position as far as, like, people have been talking about rebuild. No, the rebuild started this year. When Shane got hired, that's when the actual rebuild, that was just crap that was happening the past couple of years. Like that is something that everyone just needs to forget about. I don't even feel like last year happened. Like I have like this weird deja vu that like where we were before the draft last year. Like it's so bizarre, but they're in a good spot where it's like, has Daniel Jones shown enough to pick up his, no, he has not. But you can be optimistic in that if you give him the weapons, if Shane is who he says he is, if Dable is able to maybe pull out that talent and hone down on the things that need to develop, like his footwork, which blows. Like there's things that need to get figured out, but you can be optimistic. And if you like him, you could still keep him. And if not, maybe he plays well enough that you can get rid, whatever you want to do. But they're in a good spot where I don't love this QB class. I think that a lot of them really would benefit from sitting behind a veteran QB. There's really like one team, like the Atlanta Falcons, that can kind of offer that to anyone. And I think the class next year is better. So it's a win-win situation. We're not going to be that great of a team. I'd love to be a 500 team. Is that going to happen? I don't know. But like, I think that they're in a good place as far as what they're doing right now.
Well, I mean, we have no choice but to accept what's happening, right? Like we're coming off of our fourth straight losing season where we weren't even close. We never had a winning record at any point over the last 5 years, or 4 or 5 years. It's been awful. And yeah, there's, other than cutting everyone and trading everyone, I don't know how they could make this worse. That's the one thing that Shane and Dable have over, say, Gettleman, who was there for 4 years, who oversaw most of this disaster. It's like, how bad can you fuck up? Really, not much. Like, unfortunately, we'll have to give them a pass next year. They could, if there's 6 wins, we'll know what to do with Jones, right? Yeah. And then we'll just move on. We'll draft someone better in the draft. I think the draft this year is so important with 5 and 7, and then 10 total picks. Like, oh my gosh, it's crucial to nail these picks. But to back up a little bit, I know you don't like the quarterbacks in this upcoming draft, but there's a Herbert out there. You know?
I actually don't dislike them. So I was talking about this day too. Like, I think this is going to be the year where we get like 2 of the guys that no one was high on, and they're going to end up going somewhere. And it's going to be a system that actually is patient, that actually develops them, that actually takes their time and nourishes them the way that, they used to do to quarterbacks way back. Now it's like everyone wants a Patrick Mahomes and they want them today, and they don't want to wait. They don't want to help them. They don't want to get the things they need to. Like, Ritter, I think, could be a very good talent. Corral, I think there's some guys that genuinely, if they go somewhere and a team is ready for them, I think that we are going to get some studs. I don't dislike them. I just think all of them, there are things like that needs to be worked on is all. Like, it doesn't feel very NFL ready to me.
Yeah, and that's the thing with evaluating talent. It's not an exact science at all. You just don't know whether the guy cares enough to work hard, or whether he's just going to just connect the game, or or he sees things different, because all you can operate off of is what he says in those interviews, his measurables, and whatever film you have on him. And nobody knew that Herbert could run the offense in San Diego, in LA. That's how old I am. In LA, I was nodding my head because I'm like, yeah, they'll always be the San Diego Chargers to me. But no one knew that he was that good, and you're hoping to find that player. But for every Justin Herbert, there's Sam Darnold.
Yeah, people forget no one was as high on Dak Prescott when that happened, and he ended up. No one was excited, right? He went very under the radar. No one's really talking about him. And look what you got, right? There's guys that are going to end up dropping, especially in this very defensive and O-line heavy class that we do have. It's going to get weird. Every time I do a mock draft, it's like I'm taking one of my favorite wide receivers in like the 4th round. Like, it's out of control.
Yeah, I'm seeing it's very top heavy with OL edge. Like, that's all everyone, like, especially when I'm looking at when it's time for the Giants to pick. I'd be happy with 1 of each.
Yeah.
2 of each. Two OLs, which I think is a little bit of overkill, but wouldn't hate it. Like, as long as they just address, if they go corner or some shit, like, I wouldn't be, I guess I would be upset, because I'm thinking, my brain says immediate need, right? But like, Shane is he's supposed to be this brilliant guy. He built the Buffalo Bills. Like, if he takes somebody and they end up being a lockdown corner, then you can't really argue with it, right?
Yeah, and as a guy, that he really does preach while you listen to him, like someone that builds from the draft, right? Like, he wants guys, and I wish we were a team like that. Like, we have drafted guys, they go on to have fantastic careers once they're off our team. Very well, when we were a Super Bowl winning team, everyone wanted to come to New York because they came to New York and they got better. And they were on a team that was an awesome franchise. And we're losing that because guys leave. Flowers even leaves and gets better. You look at the guys, Zeitler is having a career high year. You look at some of the guys that left. And
even Justin Pugh is like serviceable.
Yeah,
like,
Tomlinson, name them. Like they go on. Eli Apple just played in the fucking Super Bowl. Like, not that he played well, but like he's on a team that went to the Super Bowl, right? Like he played that shit, but he still went to the Super Bowl. So I don't know what we've been doing and why this is happening, but like I just want to get. I think that old school, like, that old school mentality has it's just not part of what the brand is moving forward with the NFL. That, it's a league that's changing and that's okay. And I'm okay with that. But I want some of that stuff to come back that we're so used to.
Yeah, I miss it. I miss the giant football of, like Tom Coughlin, when he was behind or when he was on the sideline, you knew it's like, all right, I trust this guy. I know what we're going to get. I know he's going to put together a game plan. We had Eli Manning for a long time. But yeah, the NFL has changed a lot in the last 10 years since we won a Super Bowl. And we're sitting here complaining like Lions fans would literally chew off their arm to witness the fourth Super
but I would
Bowl.
rather be a Lions fan right now because I think that their team has that grit right now. I feel like they are where we were last year, where it was like, it's very exciting. Like things are looking good. Like these guys want to be on the team. They're playing hard. They just need more good players. And then we just totally shit the bed on the draft. Then we just decided we were going to pay Kenny Golladay with all our monopoly money. Like nothing made sense. We didn't add a single line. Nothing about it made sense. So it's like, at least the Lions are in this direction where like, if they crush the draft, then they're maybe in a good position to be they stayed in every game just like we did the 2 years ago. So I just want the Giants to be competitive. I'm not really asking for much. Like I was born and raised a Giants fan. I have never turned off a Giants game until this year. It was unwatchable football.
Yeah, a lot of nap. I didn't turn off the game, but I was definitely napping during the game. Like that's my compromise. It's like, all right, I'm just gonna wake up and we're gonna be down 4 touchdowns instead of 3. It was so hard to watch this team, especially when they blew that game in week 2. Like, you're just like, all right, this.
You knew that was, and then once that happened, then the Cowboys game happened, and I was like, that's it. I know it.
We're not competitive.
This is that dark cloud that's happening, and it's gonna just go so the other direction. There's gonna be nothing to be excited about. I don't want to talk about the Carolina Panthers. Like, I don't care about that game. That's not the point. It was just an absolute shit show. Well, I'll wrap up the Giants talk and make it. So this isn't a total Giants show, but I knew that was going to end up happening, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah,
so today got rid of Rudolph and Booker, saved about $7 million, added a little like $3 million in dead money. What other moves do you think need to happen?
Oh man, the real question is like, what do you do with Barkley? Right? I love him to death. His quads are amazing.
I put his Penn State jersey up because I can't bring myself to have his Giants jersey up yet.
He's a running back. I'm gonna sit you down, Steffi. You just have to understand he's a running back. Running backs age. It's sad. Sometimes they have to go off to the farm and they're just gonna live out the rest of their days in the farm. And
he's gonna go to a really nice farm.
Yeah, he's gonna go to a nice family. They're gonna take care of him.
You've ever seen out there on the farm.
Yeah, the sun will rise every day, and then he turns around and you shoot him in the back with it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Barkley is probably the biggest move. Like, what if? I think you got Shepard's gone. They gotta get rid of some overpriced talent. Unfortunately, can't do anything with Golladay. Like, you just signed him. But I think he'll be better next year. I just think that Rudolph was definitely the right move to cut bait with him. Like, he was more invisible than Evan Ingram's hands. That's another guy, Ingram. I don't even know what you do with him, right? Like, he's ending. He's coming to, like, there's so many question marks. I can't even go through them. I would have to have an itemized, like, I would like, this is like doing my fucking taxes.
Yeah.
Go down and look at all the players we need to get rid of. My whole thing this whole offseason has been fucking trust Shane, trust what he's doing, hope that he gets it right. and it's his team now.
Drink a lot of beer and don't get too optimistic. Like that is
Yeah.
like at this point, that's what I need to do is I can't get too excited. And then he said, they started, talking about moving statewide, talking about a first for obviously it's not going to happen. They're going to start at the highest there. But I don't know what they do. At least this is a very deep tight end class, which is nice. So I'm cool with it. I've been, Evan Ingram, I wish him the best. He turns 28 in September. Someone can have him. I'm done. I have to break up with him. I can't take it.
Right.
It's just it's too much. It's
right.
He has not had production since his rookie year. It's not happening on the New York Giants. Some people need a change of environment, and he needs it.
And like how many times does a running back leave and then just have a 2,000-yard season, which could happen that's the way the Giants' luck has been. But I miss the days when we had studs at tight end, right? We went from Shockey to Boss, right? To Ballard, like all these studs were in the middle, either blocking or catching. And then now we have, Ingram, who can neither block nor catch. So, and then Rudolph, who was again a ghost out there. We do need to address that as well, because the offensive scheme, line blocking, all that stuff comes from a strong tight end. And you look at all the teams that are successful, they've got guys. Look at San Francisco and the Chiefs, Kelsey and Kittle.
Yeah,
like those dudes get it done, and we need someone like that. But baby steps.
Baby steps. And but, Greg Dulcich in like the 4th or 5th, I would adore so much. It would just warm my very angry heart. But it is baby steps. And I think that's the problem with a lot of the delusional fan base is it's like you guys don't fucking realize. Like I thought it was so cute last year. This is my favorite thing. And then I promise everyone I will move on from the Giants. Like my favorite fucking thing is everyone like putting their like what's the word I'm looking for? Like they thought we were going to win. I'm so frustrated. This made me so frustrated last year. Like, can't even think. Thought we were predicting us to win 9 games, 8 games, 7 games. Are you guys crazy? Like, did you see the season we just had? Do you see what's going on? Do you see we are not winning? I predicted 5 and we couldn't even get that.
Well, you were better. I predicted, I guess I tried to will it to existence. And I'm usually the most, I'm the biggest like pessimist hater. I was like, we're going to win the division. And let me tell you why.
I mean, I put money on it. I'm not going to sit here and act like I did it, but.
Yeah. But I quickly realized what a mistake I had made. I put too much faith in Joe Judge. Like, I've said this a million times is when you're winning, you can say whatever you want. When you're losing, everything you say sounds stupid. And so everything that Judge said, when you're 13-30 or whatever you are over the past 2 years or whatever his shitty fucking record was, everything you say sounds stupid. Everything.
And looking back, it's like I was so bamboozled by the fact, like, I liked what he was saying. I liked the idea of, thinking outside the box, pulling in Joe Judge. And then like, sitting down and thinking about it, it's like, why the fuck did we hire a special teams coordinator to be our head coach? That was moronic.
Right, from Bill Belichick. Like it's just like one of those things. You're like, I don't know. It's like all the red flags with someone like you're just like, all right, this person likes to drink until like 5 a.m. and then like do coke, and then people are texting him or her and all types of hours with sketchy people, but I'm just gonna date this person. That's the way it was with Joe Judge, and Belichick recommended him too, like, and said, yeah, let's go ahead, fuck with that dude. And
I know that guy, he probably just sends his guys off to make franchises just impossible to rebuild at some point.
He's so smart, that Belichick. He's always playing 8D chess on us, and I don't know what to do.
You see that the Patriots hired him to be what? It was like the quarterback. The quarterback what? What are you guys talking about? You got hire him as the quarterback, whatever name you want to give him.
He's there to get Mac Jones, whatever.
God damn, you
love the water, Mac.
Don't you? Jeez Louise. Oh my God. Talking about quarterbacks, we'll wrap it up here. There's a little bit of, a lot of teams need quarterbacks, Saints, Commanders, or whatever. What are their names? Commanders right now?
Yes, the Commanders.
Keep up. Can they pick one? Can we leave it there? Like, now we got to decide. It's got to be something. Broncos, Colts, Steelers, Panthers. Who do you think ends
Oh.
up going for a quarterback in the draft versus free agency?
Hold on, you got to ask the question again because I was retweeting the live show. I
No, you're
forgot
fine.
to retweet it, and
You're
now
fine.
I should have retweeted it earlier.
Doesn't
And this
matter.
is-
It's all good.
yeah.
I was
back.
asking you about, so we have a lot of teams that need quarterbacks, right? Commanders, they finally decided on a name. Saints, Carolina, Colts, I guess we can talk about. Steelers. Who do you think tries to address that in free agency versus the draft?
Ooh, probably the Commanders, because that's just their MO. Like, they're not great at drafting. They might be more patient. They might just stick with Heineke. I also see the Steelers doing that because the Steelers don't rebuild. They don't draft a QB. Like, they should have drafted a QB 2 years ago. They should have Jordan Loved somebody, but they just didn't have the draft capital to do that.
Yeah.
I see the Steelers doing that. They go out and get, whoever's available that at least get them to another 9-win backdoor, because they don't rebuild. They just like, all right, we're fine with 9-10 wins. They need to. It's time. Like they're experiencing giant syndrome where, you had this legend quarterback go off to pasture. And Ben was pretty bad the last half.
Yeah.
Just last season, it looked like he was about to go into labor every time he threw the
ball.
He
literally couldn't walk. Like he would barely walk. He would get hit, and he's like literally grabbing his hip and stuff. Like, oh my god, put the dog down! Like, put the dog down. I needed an Advil.
Somebody, this football is very hard. Someone get me an ad. Like, people are running over Gatorade. They're like bringing him fucking Advil, and they're just like, here you go, Ben.
It's so bad.
And
his career ending on a knee is so funny to me because it's like he needed to take a knee a long time ago. Like, this was something that needed to happen before, but that's why I bring up Atlanta, because I think that Matt Ryan will probably be the next to go as far as a starting vet is concerned, even though Aaron Rodgers wants to throw a fit and say he's going to retire every 20 minutes. But I think there is some benefit to at least having someone behind you.
I think next year is Ryan's, close to, if not farewell tour. I mean, he's getting long in the tooth. They could have a good year too next year. Like, they're kind of due, but who knows? Like, you don't know. Some teams just are bad. Like, Washington has been bad. The Giants have been bad for a long time.
Listen,
you just don't know when the turnaround year.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for Washington. They had everything they needed. They should have traded up last year. That's on them. So if they end up drafting a QB and he doesn't work out, that's on you. I don't want to talk about it because you guys had everything you needed to be successful. And I've never seen a team that looks so good by the end of the season, and then the next year they just shit the bed. Like, what are you guys doing? I don't understand. That team is so frustrating to the point where maybe we won't be in last next in the division, which probably will end up happening. But I think Mitch Trubisky probably goes somewhere.
See, but like, you started the show with, all right, I'm not going to ask you if Daniel Jones is the guy. Mm-hmm. I've been talking about that. You don't the guy after it's been determined that you're not the guy. You don't the guy later, right? That's terrible grammar aside, but you don't guy later. You're either a guy now
or not a guy later.
After 2 or 3 years. You don't guy, 4 or 5 years.
No, not in a league where everyone is finally realizing how valuable the backup QB position is. It is going to start getting paid much higher than people realize, because we're learning that you actually need a good backup quarterback to fucking win games when your quarterback gets hurt. And also, let's talk about Carson Wentz. After this, people are like, oh, where is he going to go? A team would be out of their damn mind to sign him, in my opinion. He has had enough opportunities. He's handed a team on a platter to have success, and he can't get the job done. So is he still a starting quarterback? No, I don't necessarily.
No, I think if he wants to continue to play in the NFL, he'll have to eat some humble pie and just sit.
Yeah.
Listen, when he was an Eagle in his prime, he was tough.
He looked great.
You go watch some film on him. He's athletic. Awesome. He could roll out of the pocket. He could make any throw in the NFL, but he's either hurt or doesn't come up big when he needs to. He had a golden opportunity to lead his team to the playoffs, completely blew it. with a great team, a ready-made team for him to take them. What some people thought would be a deep run in the playoffs, didn't even make the playoffs. So I don't know if Carson Wentz, like if who's going to start him, but I think someone will take a flyer on him. He's
Yeah.
not as, I don't know if he's as hopeless as say a Marcus Mariota.
Oh, definitely not. And I think that maybe someone will end up taking a shot on like a Marcus Mariota. I think Trubisky probably does. There's so many openings, and the problem is there are a lot of these rookies that are coming in that they're just not quite fine-tuned enough to start in the NFL today. Not that they can't. So it might be one of these, quarterback tangos that we've seen in the past where they have their backup coming in. But I think that Carson Wentz, it'll be interesting what the Colts do. I'm not entirely sure. I've already kept you on longer than I told you the show was.
Oh, it's fine. I'm having fun.
I love it. I'm so excited that you came. I haven't done this show in a very long time. So it's nice that I have my computer back from Newark Airport. It's been a minute. They lost it 7 months. So it's nice to finally be getting my setup somewhat together. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find you? Huge on YouTube. If you guys haven't seen his stuff, check it out.
Yeah, I'm 5 Points Vids on YouTube. I do lots of videos about stadiums. I do the NFL. I like to do deep dives on why teams suck.
Yeah.
Now, I'm always looking but I cover all sports. I love football. Don't get me wrong, but I love baseball. I love all things. I'm out here living my dream, and it's been a great ride. And I hopefully it continues. You also follow me on Twitter at 5 Points Vids as well. And I have an Instagram that I just don't.
Yeah, it's hard to get active on there. We can't really be there. And you guys can check out his new YouTubers baseball team coming soon to play a minor league team, which is so freaking cool. But I'll get you out of here. Thanks, everyone, for joining me. You can follow all my stuff at Champions Round and then me on Steph Smalls. Do you know why I have 3 L's? Have I told you this? I told you on your show, right?
No. Why
do you have Tom Brady?
3 L's?
2 from Eli Manning and 1 from Nick Foles. I'm a U of A alum. So that's where the 3 L's come from. But I'll wrap this up and we will see you guys next week.